All right, so welcome back to Whitehouse Farm. What we're doing today is we're going to be installing the new Mighty Mule gate opener. And this is the new MM371. This is a medium duty gate. Does gates up to 550 pounds, which this is the Tractor Supply tube fencing here. And we already had a Mighty Mule on here. We had the old one. This was the 350, but it ended up biting the dust. I even replaced basically, yeah, it'd be like the motherboard inside for running everything, because it got fried during a lightning storm, but it's still got a lot of issues, and it's 10 years old, so figure I'd upgrade and try this one. This one you could actually use your cell phone and open the gate up from half-mile away with this optional wireless connectivity system. And this is the MMS100. And we're going to try this little 10-watt solar panel. Now with my old one, I used this one right here, and it worked great. But what we're going to do now is we're going to move this out back to the cabin and use this for running some lights and stuff out there. And we're going to hook all this new stuff up out here, and we're going to give this little battery here a try and see how this does. This is the 7 amp-hour battery. I was using the regular car battery, 12 volt, and they seem to last pretty good, but they said the system, all it needs is one of these batteries and that little 10-watt solar panel, and you should be good to go. So we'll see. But I already have a lot of the hardware installed, so basically I'll be able to just take the old one and put it on here, take this one off, and it should connect up pretty good. Biggest thing with this, make sure that your posts are level and lined up, and your fence is level, and you shouldn't have any issues with it. So all right, let's go ahead and start unboxing that and switching them out. All right, so we got our instructions, and comes with a little screwdriver for connecting everything. This is all the hardware here, which we have from our old one, so we won't need this. And this is if you want to run a power supply directly to it. But we're going to go ahead and try the solar panel and see how that works. If it's not able to charge it up and open the gate enough for us, then we'll go ahead and hook this up. Oh, here's the remote. But we're also going to use our phones, but we'll try this out first. And there it is. So it's pretty light too. We can go ahead and we'll take off our old one here and put this one on. See what we got in here. Yeah. And this is all the hardware that I already have on there right now, so I won't need to use this stuff. But that's the piece we need right there. That connects on here. Okay, so the directions actually show it being mounted on there like that. I was trying to figure out how the pipe clamps are gonna fit through here. So we'll take this out and we'll mount this up on here. But first, we need to open up the gate to its fully open position. So we're gonna go ahead and put it on loosely right now. So we'll actually take this out and we'll adjust it to get it back on here. Okay, so in order to have room in between here to connect to that, we're gonna tighten up, we're gonna get these snug on there, up on top, and then we're gonna tighten the bottom so we'll have more sticking out the bottom. That way everything fits in there correctly. All right, so as we can see, that's on there nice and tight now, and the gate's in all the way open position, and that's where we want it. And also a side note, if this ever does battery dies or anything like that, all you gotta do is pull this little clevis pin here, take that out, and you can manually open and close the gate. All right, so I cut a piece of wood here that we can go ahead and mount the brains up on the tree here. This is your main system here. So I'm thinking probably put it right there and make sure that it's at least 3 feet off the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure all these screws are loose and pop that open, and you could see all the different spots where you can put screws through to go ahead and mount this. Also inside of here, which I just noticed floating around, is the antenna. So we'll set that down here for now. So that's on there pretty good. That's not gonna go anywhere. And I just put 2 screws up top, 2 in the bottom. You can go crazy and mount screws all over the place, but that'll work. And just remember, it is plastic, so be careful. You don't wanna crack it or, you know, break anything. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna attach the gate opener's wires into the panel here, and I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera back, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in, and then I'll get a close-up of where you attach everything, so it's all in detail, so you won't be seeing back here and being like, oh, what does that go to? So we'll show you where everything hooks up here and what color goes where. So we can unravel this. And you're gonna want to take this bottom piece off here, this nut. And you're gonna want to fish it through here, just like that. Bring those up in there. And just leave it loose for now because we want to attach these and then tighten that up so it holds it nice and secure. And they give you a nice little flathead here for hooking everything up. That comes in your package. And it is labeled pretty good. So you got your green with your green, your white with your white, your black with your black, and your red with your red. But once again, I'll show you a close-up once I get it all hooked up. And this is what I was talking about. So now you can actually see green with green, white with white, red with red, and black with black. So we just use those two right there to hook up those 4 wires. And so now that is all connected. All right, next part, we're gonna do the same thing. And this is gonna be your battery wire that's gonna come into here and connect to these. And I'll get it run and then I'll show you. All right, so here's your battery wire. It's nice because it has the fuse, inline fuse on there. So if you ever have any issues, always check your fuse first. So same thing, let's go ahead and take this off here. And we're gonna insert them through there. And they can only go one way. So you can't really mess this up. Okay, so the only way I see this fitting, because they didn't make this hole big enough to push them both through, we're gonna have to cut down the sleeve here and then feed each one up individually. All right, so just make a little cut and then you can pull this apart, but just make sure you don't nick these wires. You don't want to do that. Let's make sure we put our nut on first. All right, so that's kind of a poor design on their part. They should have just made that just a little bit bigger so you can fit it up through there. But that's one way to make it work. And like I said, just be careful you don't cut your wires there. So that's up in there, that's tightened up, and that's nice and secure now. So now we can connect these. So now we have the battery cable here all hooked up, and you can see they just snap together there, and that's just from where I had to cut the insulation, and then I pulled it up through to where it wasn't cut, and then that was able to tighten it up on there. So yeah, I don't know why they made it like that, but at least that's one way to do it. Let me know if you guys do it any other way, or maybe I missed something, but that's the only way I saw of getting it in there. All right, so let's go ahead and get our solar panel all put together here. and got the instructions here. And we're gonna mount it just like that on one of our fence poles over there. And I got the extra 100 feet of wire to run it over there and connect to it. All right, so there's our solar panel. And we got our wires, 2-strand, 16 gauge. Wonder how long this is. We'll find out. I got extra wire just in case. So we're gonna want it like that. So let's tighten those up. All right, so that's on there nice and tight now. So now we can go mount this over on our fence line. Hey chickens. And as you can see, this is a nice bright area. Gets sun all day long. Goes from east to west here. Okay, so now that I got the wire run coming out of their way, we're gonna go ahead and use these. And these are solder and shrink tubes all in one. That way we have a nice watertight fit. And we'll go ahead and connect these two. And you can see these have the solder in the middle, and we'll heat that, and that'll melt down and connect the wires, and this will shrink wrap around it, giving it a nice watertight seal. And you can see how the solder melted in there, and it's all connected now. All right, so those are all connected, and they're nice and heat shrink and watertight. And I'm still gonna go ahead and wrap them with electrical tape. So now, same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and strip this down. Okay, so now we're gonna have to use one of these little accessory ports here, and we're gonna go ahead and feed these up in here. So let's grab a drill bit that's this size, and we'll feed it up in through there. Okay, so I got a drill bit, and I'm gonna drill a hole up through the bottom of the accessory port here. Unless you could find more of these, my suggestion is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drill the hole, and then I'm gonna tie the wire in a knot up here. Not tight, but just tie it so it won't pull out back through the hole. Show you. Just drilled that little hole right there, so that way I can get these two wires up through here, and it's a nice fit there. And here, let me put this back down. I'll show you a close-up once I connect these, but your black wire is going to go to your power ground up here, and the red wire is going to go to your power positive. So we'll use our little tool again. Use the little flathead that they gave us. So now you can see I got that up in there. Just got a little knot. That way it won't pull back through. And I got the red to the power positive, and then the black right here to the power negative, and you can see it on the inside there. A little tough here, but so that's the solar panel hookup. So now we can hook up the antenna, which goes right here, and that just screws on there. Make sure it's pointing up. I'll leave this like this just for now because we're gonna have to set it and everything, but that's all hooked up now. So let's go ahead and hook up the battery. All right, so here's our battery, and here's our connectors. Obviously they don't match up, so let's go ahead and cut these off and put on the right connectors for this. Okay, so now we got the battery hooked up. Everything is all together other than the gate now, so let's go ahead and open this up. And we'll connect this. All right. And we got our transmitter here. Okay, so now it says go ahead and turn the on switch on, and it should take about 20 seconds or so, and we should hear a beep. I already see a green light right there. There we go. Okay, so that means that it's on. So press and hold this till we... Now press and hold this. There we go. And that should be learned. Okay, so now we need to set the gate's limit. Okay, to set the gate to the all the way closed position now, we're gonna go ahead and hold the up arrow and that arrow that's pointing to the left. Hold them both together until it beeps. And we can release, and we'll use the up to bring it to our closed position where we want it. And then we're gonna press this button to set it. So that should be set now. That's our closed position all the way. So let's go ahead and try our button here. Open it up. Nice and smooth. There we go. And now to test it, see if it closes all the way. All right. All right, it closes all the way, and that's where we want it. So that's perfect. This is all set up now. All right, so I was gonna try my new ground, or my old ground magnet for when your vehicle pulls up, the gate will open automatically to exit, so you don't have to use the clicker. But something might be wrong with that. When we had the lightning strike, that might have fried that as well. So we'll get a new one of them, and we're gonna do a part 2 on how to install the MMS, the wireless system, so we could actually use our cell phones to open it. And I'll also show you how to use your old clickers to program them so you can actually use them, so you don't have to keep buying a bunch more new clickers. But the gate works now. It's all set up. Got the solar panel hooked up out over there as well. Battery. Everything's all connected. And it works good. So I'll leave a link in the description for all these parts and everything I have here. And we'll see you on the part 2. So thanks for watching, and see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.
You can't say goodbye without saying goodbye to me.
All right, Olaf. We'll see you on the next one. All right. Bye, Obo.
Hi, guys.